There he is. Welcome to Wild Moguls TV.
Wild Moguls
Jussie
TV.
Smollett.
Wild Moguls.
This
What up, brother?
is a long time coming.
Yeah, man. I mean, we talk all the time, but
Yeah.
we ain't talked on camera
Uh,
in a minute.
man, I don't think the world knows. I've known this man for 30 plus years. Childhood, best friend.
Yeah, man.
Um,
Sherman School,
Sherman School.
run these valley streets,
the
city walk.
whole shebang,
Okay,
man.
all right.
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. You had the Michael moves. I had the Michael vocals.
You
Together, we was Michael.
cool. You was fine and I was cold.
You was cool.
So, all right, man, we want to let's get to know Jussie. I know you, but the world don't know you, and I kind of want the world to kind of know the Jussie that I know.
Yeah.
Just a
I
little
mean, that takes 30 years, but
30 years, but just a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So, I actually didn't know you was born in California. I always thought you was born in New York.
That's because everybody else was born in New York, except once Jockey came along.
Yeah.
Everybody JoJo was born in New York, Jazz was born in New York, and then my mom and dad moved to LA. I'm sorry, moved to Northern California, not LA.
Okay.
Moved to Santa Rosa,
Okay.
where they had met because they had met in San Francisco and Oakland. And in the 70s, and then in the 80s they moved back to the Bay Area, and then moved specifically to Sonoma County, Santa Rosa, and that's when I was born.
Oh.
And and after when I was 2 years old, that's when we moved back to New York.
Oh.
And then so a couple years later, Journey was born, then Jake,
Yeah.
and then we moved to Los Angeles when I was 8. And Jockey was born.
Jockey was born.
Jockey was born.
Jockey.
Jockey.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why, it's messed up, man. Like my Northern California roots always gets a little lost in the world. Because
Yeah.
I'm the only one that's from Northern California, and we didn't live there very long, but our roots run deep there. And, two of my brothers went to school up there, and we're always there. We still got family, and yeah,
Yeah. And
not
your
blood
mom,
family, but yeah.
wasn't your mom from like the Black Panther?
My mom marched and worked in the movement, deeply in the movement. Was the how much you could say now in this damn government, bro. It's like, my mama was boss. That's all I need to know.
Okay.
My mama did some things. That's all y'all need to know. My mama was but no, my mother was never officially a Black Panther, but she certainly supported and ran with them, and
Okay.
all that good stuff.
But did she run from the New York or did she run from San Francisco?
Oakland, San
Okay.
Francisco, yeah, the Bay Area. Yeah, it's Northern California, and then once they moved to New York, I guess it was like baby time.
Huh.
Baby time. Yeah, and they didn't stop.
They didn't stop.
They did not stop.
So now, can you name all your siblings?
Joel Jr., JoJo, we call him JoJo, Janine, Jazz, Jussie, Journey. Well, I'm not my sibling. And then there's Journey, Jake, and Jockey.
Jockey. So there's 5.
There's 6 of us.
6 of us.
Five siblings.
5 siblings,
Yeah,
6 including
6 of
you.
us, yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And your mother and your father, you were biracial. Can you?
It's so funny, man, when people say that, because I grew up, and my parents, my father, first of all, he just would never let anyone call him white. He would never. First of all, like, everybody just thought that he was just a light skinned Black dude.
No, 100%.
You
Like,
know.
for the record,
Yeah,
I did not believe he was. I thought he was Puerto Rican, or
And I
like,
still-
never thought he was white.
I still be like,
Yeah.
we
already know. We had our
Yeah, we
conversation.
like what? But no, but it's certainly, yeah. But he was always more about the cultural side.
Yeah.
So I remember he used to be like, you're multicultural, but you know, I've never been pulled over by a cop or anything like that, and they were like, "Oh, I'm gonna let you go because your daddy ain't black.
Yeah.
Like, so I grew up as a black man. Like, it just that's
No,
what I am.
100%.
And I think also being that he was uh from the Jewish culture.
Hmm.
He didn't necessarily study it, religiously, but it was more of a cultural thing. And I think that, considering the fact that the Jewish religion never considered us Jewish because my mother didn't convert to Judaism,
Yeah.
I think that we were always like, well, shit, we where our mother is.
Uh,
You know what I mean? Like, we're what our mother is, period. We're black. And um being that my mother is a black woman and is, you know,
Black
that's
power for
what
real.
black power for
I mean,
real.
we used to have some real black power
Yes,
conversation, black
absolutely.
love
Still
with your dad in the
do.
room, and your dad be conversating too with
Yeah.
it. So it
I
was
mean, my dad, we'd be like, bruh, like, if you were if you were a black man, like, people would be like, bruh, like, you racist. But he was wild. He was wild. But yeah, my mom certainly, just instilled certain education, certain it, I'm a black man. I lead with my blackness. It's something that I don't apologize for, something that um I just don't apologize for. For me, I'm what my mother is,
Mhm.
and that's what I've experienced. I've had the experience of a black man. Now, if we want to talk about the different side as far as colorism,
Mhm.
now that's a different conversation that we can have. But
Okay.
as far as me growing up as a black man, that's all I know. That's all I know.
Now, what do you mean by colorism?
Well,
What's the
just,
difference?
if you want to talk about, you want to get deeper as far as, which I think is a conversation that, not a lot of people want to have because it's such a divisive conversation, particularly, it's one of those conversations where it's like, oh, we don't do that in mixed company. It's one of
Mhm.
those things where it's, you just, but it's very real. So I certainly understand the idea of, I don't even like the term privilege because privilege seems like it's something that's good. And I think that
Mhm.
that's further leaning into one being much more chosen over the other.
Yeah.
Um, but I certainly think that colorism within our community, I think outside, it certainly has come from outside of our community and infected our community. I think it's certainly still a very real thing. It just
Yeah.
is. And
Yeah.
I think that if you don't acknowledge it and you don't, then
Yeah.
what are you doing? What are you
Yeah.
doing? So it certainly is something that's very
Because
real.
that's how you can heal it is by acknowledging it.
Absolutely.
But continuously to ignore it or continuously to act like it's not there, you're making it worse.
And to continuously benefit from it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even if it's unintentionally, but to benefit from it and not be okay with speaking on it is something that I don't really think is necessarily the good thing to do.
No, I agree. So now, just to take it back a little bit, um, what came first, music or acting?
That's an interesting question because I honestly feel like music came first, but to anyone else looking at my career, they would say acting came first. But to me, music was something that we were doing since we were kids. It was something that we were doing. Like, I didn't just all of a sudden wake up one day and just like start doing monologues,
Yeah.
But music, singing, dancing, playing the piano, whatever it may be, was something that was pretty early on. I remember a time when we weren't acting, but I don't remember a time that we weren't invested or involved in music in some way. I don't.
When I met y'all, y'all was a band.
We sure were.
JoJo had the
That's
guitar,
right. That's right.
y'all
They
had
don't
the
know about
studio.
that. They don't know about that.
Yeah.
Yes, like, we literally, everything was hand built by my mom. Like, even our soundboard and our table. I mean, not the soundboard, not like
Soundboard.
the electronic
Yeah, yeah,
part
yeah.
of
But
it,
the table that it
but
stood on and
absolutely
all
the
of
table in the studio and all that type of stuff. We had she was like, yeah, we're gonna just make bunk beds. We're just gonna make bunk beds, and then the music equipment is gonna be over here. And it was crazy, but crazy in the most wonderful way.
what? Yeah.
You know, the life that that lady gave us, it's just wild to me. Every time I see her, this little sweet lady, I mean, she just is just wild to me, just the life that she gave us. And I look back and I'm like, yo, we really did not have much. And she didn't hide that from us, but we also, I don't think we missed out on
Nothing.
anything.
because it was like she built y'all spiritually,
She did.
you know,
She did.
and y'all soul, and you know what I'm
Yes.
saying.
Even down to I didn't know that it was like, oh, we were making bread because we didn't have money for bread.
I used
I
to
know
tear
that
that bread up.
now. You know what I mean? Like your ass used my mom used to make 2 loaves, y'all. 2 loaves. And she'd be like, hide this one. Hide this one from Kenta. This is ours. And then this is the one that you can bring out and make it seem like we got 1 loaf so that Kenta can think he just eating off of 1 loaf. And he don't give a
That
damn
bread was
anyway.
so good. That bread and butter was
So,
so good, dude. Ain't nothing like homemade
yo.
bread with butter,
And
bro.
yo, when we got a little bit of money and we started working and everything like that, and we got a bread machine,
What?
couldn't tell us nothing, man. Couldn't tell us nothing. Yeah, she just the things that I remember how resourceful she was, even down to running us on go-sees and things like that. And I remember she got a commercial license. She got a commercial license, and every time that we would stop in New York City when we were auditioning and stuff, she would pull up and she'd be able to double park as if she was like a truck driver because she had this big, van that we had, and it looked like a utility van,
Yeah,
and we were in it. She'd take this thing, smack it on the side of the thing, and she was rich. Like she went through it legitimately. She
yeah,
went through, got the license, got all of that type of stuff, just so that she could put it on the side and drive up because she was running a business.
yeah.
She was running a business. So it's just all of the drive and all of the kind of the business smarts that we have certainly come from
Mom Duke,
Janet.
Big Janet.
Miss Smollett.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So now let's talk about Mighty Ducks.
Oh my lord.
The breakthrough.
Was that the breakthrough?
Was it the break? I'm asking
It
you.
was supposed to be the breakthrough, but I don't know if it was.
But it was a
It was
it
the
was
breakthrough for ducks
but
worldwide. But
but this would probably be the first time we can say we met Jussie Smollett on a national level, or like,
yeah, I think so. Well, I had done
besides
some
you probably did some
commercials.
commercials.
Yeah, I had done commercials and some music videos, and like we were in the Lenny Kravitz video for Let Love Rule, his very first music video.
Oh
It
wow.
was directed by Lisa Bonet.
Oh, and
And
you're in it.
yeah, we're in it. Journey's in it, Jazz is in it, JoJo's in it. I don't know if Jake is in it. Jake was such a baby,
Mhm.
and I was in it. And I remember seeing Lenny Kravitz, and I will never forget. That was the moment. Already loved Michael Jackson, loved Prince, loved Stevie Wonder and Marvin Gaye and Jackie Wilson, all of these people, but it was seeing Lenny Kravitz. I want to say it was The Bottom Line, it was called, in the Village. And it was like 1989 or 1990. We had just auditioned for the Huxtables to tap dance. We didn't know how to tap dance,
Oh my
but
god.
we auditioned for it anyway, and we got some tap dance shoes and a VHS like a couple nights before, started practice shuffle step, shuffle step, and and that's how we got into tap. Uh, and we didn't get it, and Lisa Bonet was walking in the lobby of the place, and she went up to my mom and she's like, "I'm directing this music video, and I would love for them to be in it." And we went, I think it was in like upstate New York, something like that, and it was just great. And then we got invited to his concert, to Lenny Kravitz's concert, and I remember like he walked in, and then he walked out. At the end, he walked out. Like he just walked out. He just walked out of the door. And I remember seeing him and being like, yo, that is what I promise you. That's what made me be like, yeah, I'm gonna try to do music forever. Because, and I also think that Lenny Kravitz probably does not get enough credit. So many people deserve credit, but I don't think that Lenny Kravitz gets enough credit for showing that there are multiple ways to be a black man,
Yeah,
you know?
definitely.
And and it was a beautiful thing because we knew that there were just nobody could make rules of what you could be. Every generation has their person, their, and I certainly think that he was and is like an influence in that way, more than people might say it, but it's fact.
Now that I think about it, I'm not sure because I wasn't there, but I feel like JoJo might have been really, um, and like,
JoJo was influenced by
influence.
Jimi Hendrix.
Okay.
JoJo was majorly influenced by Jimi Hendrix, which, right, obviously Lenny Kravitz was influenced by Jimi
But look,
Hendrix too.
yeah,
So I think that the roots are all the same of
yeah.
wanting to, um, I don't know, just wanting to feel something deep, and just, just that flower child type of vibe that he had back then was just, it was refreshing that we could be anything, you know.
Mm,
People start telling little black boys from the moment that little black girls too, absolutely. But I grew up as a little black boy, so I'm saying from experience that people have these ideas and these rules that they set on little black boys from the moment that they're born. And it takes certain people to come along to kind of not necessarily tell them that those rules don't exist, but to just let them know, to expand their mind and show them that there are options and there are ways to be free and not be, and like be, if that's how you want to be, or if that's how you want to be, or this is how you want to be it, but make sure that the reasons behind why you're being something, that's what's healthy. Got to always look at the reasons why you do something. Don't necessarily look at what you do, but look at your, don't look at the what, always look at the why. That's what's important.
wow. Now, the guy from Mighty Ducks that's been having sober issues, that's been all over TMZ.
Our brother Sean, our dear brother Sean.
Yeah.
Shit, well, there's a lot of us that done had some sober issues. Shit.
But his is pretty dramatic.
But I mean, he's what an inspiring dude, man.
Yeah,
Like
he
what
bounced back. He got
he's
married.
wonderful. And I
Yeah.
just, um,
Do you
it,
remember him?
of course, Sean Weiss, he played Goldberg. That was a homie.
Okay.
I remember his mother, Lottie. She was beautiful, wonderful.
And he
Sean is it's interesting because Aaron Schwartz, who played Carp
okay.
in the movie, is kind of, I mean, at least from my perspective, is kind of like the glue that holds everybody together. It's kind of like the the brother that holds that. Maybe he's the middle child. Like,
Yeah.
he's the one that like talks, and get, but yeah, I have so much love uh for those folks, still to this day. Brandon Adams, and like those are
Brandon
people,
Adams,
yeah, man.
Michael
It's
Jackson.
crazy because it's like you have an experience like that, and then you might not see people for years,
Yeah.
but there's some weird connection that you have with them because you had that experience.
Experience. Yeah.
And Brandon Adams and like Marguerite Moreau and all of these people who they were just cool. They were
Yeah.
cool. We had a good time. I keep saying they could write a behind the scenes movie about the making of the Mighty Ducks. It would be like Best in Show. It would
For real.
be insane.
Why? What?
Insane.
As
Just there was a lot happening, but it was
just tell us one wild story. You got to tell us one wild.
oh my gosh, one of the kids, we were skating and we were playing football on the ice.
Uh-huh.
And one of the kids, I'm not even gonna tell which kid it is because I feel like that's his story to
Yeah.
tell. It'd be like, yeah, that's me. Because I don't want people to be like, what? Um, but we were playing football and this kid, somebody skated over his hand, ice skates, and we were supposed to be wearing gloves, but we weren't wearing gloves because of the football, because we were
Yeah.
playing football. And they skated over his hand. I remember he needed like a whole bunch of stitches, and that's the first time I ever saw anybody like sliced open.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
yeah, that's like mild stuff. That was Mighty Ducks, man.
Now, is there going to be a Mighty Ducks reboot and you gonna be in it?
Shit, I don't know. I wasn't in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
No one cares about those. It's all about the
I'm like,
first.
the hell? Listen, I got love. I got love for them. I'll leave it at that. I got love for them.
Okay. All right. So yeah, let's now. This is about a time I met you around Sherman School time. Uh, how old were we? We were like what? How old were you?
Well, we're not the same
Same
age,
age, yeah.
Cancer. All right.
We had this battle. Hold on. You're a millennial and I'm a Gen what?
Gen X. Is it
Gen
Gen
X.
X? Yeah, bro. Sorry. I mean, I don't really know the thing.
Hey man, I'm holding on to millennial, man. I'm millennial too, man.
But
Fuck
you
that.
not a millennial.
Hey, man, that little
And
two,
neither is
that little
Jazz.
funky 2 years.
Jazz is not a millennial. So sorry. So sorry. You were born before Thriller was released. You're not a
Damn.
millennial. Sorry.
It was just 2 years though.
Sorry. Well, what a difference a day makes. What? Like what? 24 little months.
So that was such a cool, and we went to school with Punky Brewster, remember?
We went to school. No, we didn't. Did not go to school with Soleil Moon Frye. We went to school and we were taught by her brother.
No, we went to school with her too, because she went there too. Her brother got the job because she was going there.
No.
Yeah.
Kenza, no.
I swear.
We did not go to school with Soleil Moon Frye.
Yeah, she was
Soleil Moon Frye is like JoJo's. Oh, wait, we went to school with JoJo, though.
That part. That's what I'm trying to tell you, dude. She was in class with JoJo.
Wait, no, she wasn't.
No, I'm telling you for 100%. Because I graduated with her. Meaning, I graduated, because you didn't.
But y'all went there a year before I came.
Yeah, but she was there.
Because I'm younger.
But she kept, ridiculous. But she kept, she kept being absent. That's why it almost felt like she wasn't there. But
well, I mean, that's what the Sherman School was for
exactly
working kids. Yeah.
Because I graduated junior high school and she graduated high school the same year.
Got it.
So we had the same ceremony, and I went to grad night. Like they used a loophole to let me go to grad night Disneyland with them. I was like the only 13-year-old at Disneyland.
Oh my gosh, Mr. Calhoun and Mr. Garcia.
Oh my God, Nino was her.
Nino was dope though.
I loved him.
He was cool. He was a vibe. He was
was.
really cool. Yeah, the Sherman School, and then also. They told us, I don't know how true that is, but they told us that Janet Jackson used to go there. Remember they told us that?
I had her book. I had her fucking book, bro. I had her math book. And you know how they used to have the little in card and people would write their names? I had a Janet Jackson. It was like 85 or 80. I swear.
And
it was
you
like,
don't have it anymore?
I don't. See, I wasn't smart enough to like understand that was a collectible and take it.
Yeah, I know. And living in, it's funny too, because growing up in the Valley, it's like, I don't know. The Jacksons were the ultimate black family. It was like that.
The royal.
You know what I mean? It was like they had that big old, estate on Haven. Like it was wild. You know what I'm saying? Like we were stalkers. Like we used to drive past their house.
Come on, bro. Remember I used to live by Jenna's house and I used to. Remember I saw Michael at City Walk and I called you to come.
Oh my God. But yeah, you are the reason why I knew where her house was in Malibu.
Yeah.
Like we were not stalkers, y'all. Like I promise you, we just really loved Janet Jackson, but we were not stalkers.
Hey, I used to walk on the beach side and just like stand in front of her house.
This motherfucker was a stalker.
I was a pure stalker.
This motherfucker was a stalker. Okay, but I wasn't down with that shit. I didn't do all of that. I didn't live in Malibu, but I did use your address to go to Malibu High School. And your mom used to get the call every morning because I would be late. She would always get the call, because they thought that we lived there.
Yeah, they didn't care. Yeah. They didn't care. We love you. But now, okay, y'all got your own show on our own.
Yeah.
And it was TGI Friday. Now, keep in mind, y'all, TGI Friday, this is before smart TVs and apps.
Mm-hmm.
It was network television.
Television.
It was, and TGI Friday was like the hottest shows.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I think Full House was a part of that.
Family Matters. Full House was on Tuesday. Full House was on TGI Friday at one point. And then they moved it to Tuesdays. And TGI Fridays was
Family Matters.
Oh man, it was definitely Family Matters. It was Step by Step.
Yeah.
It was some other, and then there was this weird slot that always was available sometimes, like just the rotating shows if they lasted or not. And then it was Hanging with Mr. Cooper. And when our show first came on, they gave us, they put us on Sundays at 7:30, which was a horrible time slot at the time.
Yeah.
Because we were against 60 Minutes. And
wow.
60 Minutes was on CBS. They were the #1 show, and it just was like we were after America's Funniest Home Videos.
Yeah.
Right? We're a sitcom,
Yeah.
but they put us on there, and um, yeah, we lost our time slot every week, and then they moved us to. I think it was like one episode. They moved us to TGI Friday, and we won our time slot. So
Okay.
they kept us on that time slot, and we were Fridays at like 9 or 9:30 or something like that. Uh, and then that was the season where there were a lot of it was our show. Steve Harvey's show was on with Madge Sinclair, Me and the Boys.
Okay.
Margaret Cho had a show called it was either All American Girl or American Girl. I forget the exact title. And just I think My So-Called Life was on at that point with,
Yeah.
Claire Danes and Jared Leto and the great Wilson Cruz. And it was crazy. And then they changed presidents, and I want to say Sister Sister was on at that time also. And then everybody got canceled.
Everybody got canceled.
Everybody got canceled. And some shows found homes other places, and ours just didn't.
And
Ours just didn't.
how many seasons did it last?
We did one.
It didn't do
We
two?
only did one season. It was just that it was, now it's really short seasons, but back then we did 22 episodes, but that was a full season. We only did one season.
Oh, you guys did 22, not
Yeah.
13.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So, and the storyline was basically like Miss Dubfire, wasn't it?
It was at first, which I remember like we hated that storyline
Okay.
because we just did not like the storyline. And uh but we were not the executive producers of the show. But then it changed halfway through, and they got rid of that storyline and just let Ralph Harris, who's a super talented um, comedian and character actor, just a dope character actor, and
Yeah.
he was able to, not have to do that every single time because it was just like it was repetitive after a while. But we had an amazing time on that show.
When was the last time you seen Ralph?
I saw Ralph. I talked to him maybe a couple of years ago. He certainly checked in on me and was really kind. And then before that, I remember seeing him about 15 years ago at what's that place that used to be on Sunset? They might still be there. It's like the pancake place on Sunset in Fairfax.
I know Waffle, was it? I think
No,
it's
it's not
called
Waffle. It's
Catch 22 or something.
no, I don't know. It's a fucking pancake place, y'all.
Oh,
Like
the Griddle.
the Griddle Cafe.
Griddle
Thank you,
Cafe.
my
Yeah,
brother.
yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, Griddle Cafe. I saw him there,
Okay.
and it was actually nice. He was really sweet. Yeah, yeah. Rob's a good guy.
Okay.
Rob's a good guy.
So, on our own gets off there.
And I was like, fuck it. I ain't acting no more. And I really, because at that point I was 12 years old and I was in the golden ages of my career. Just was done.
And you was working
I
on
said,
just
I'm
about
done for. They cut me out of Mighty Ducks 2. I thought it was fine. I thought I could just say they cut me out because I wasn't available because I was doing my own TV show. But now they canceled that too. So it was just like, yo, I'm not super cute. I'm not this cute little kid anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not a leading man. Forget this. I'm gonna go and I'm going to be the next Jason Weaver. Or like I was like Jason Weaver was the shit. Back then, like Jason Weaver was still the shit. Jason Weaver, like it was just like, yo, when Jason started doing music,
Yeah.
it's like, yes, that's what the whole world wants to do.
Yeah.
And so, it was really, I think we were all being managed by Suzanne DePass, who was just legendary. Suzanne DePass discovered the Jacksons.
He was managed by Suzanne?
Yeah. She was executive producer of our show.
I remember that.
Yeah. She walked us into ABC to do, before we even got the show, to perform. We did Shut 'Em Down by Public Enemy.
Oh my goodness.
Like, I don't know why I still think about that. We talk about that all the time. How our mom literally had us up in this office with all of these and listen, that was 1993, 1994. Back then, the office was only full of white men. And we sit up there be like, shut them down, shut them down. I like Nike, but wait a minute. The neighborhood supports, so put some money in it. The corporation is old. You got to give up the dough to my town or else we got to shut it. Like, what? And
Oh
but we
my.
got the deal. We got the deal. So like, who is this crazy black lady and her crazy ass black children with their afros? And but we got it. We got it.
Damn.
Yeah.
And then what? Who was that? That was that Sony,
No, that was ABC. That was
ABC.
ABC. And then so we got our show. And then they said, tell that black lady and her black ass kids they ain't got their show no more.
Oh
Um,
my goodness.
but no, I mean, yeah, that's what I love though. Also, that makes me remember how my mom was just unapologetic with it. She was just like, yeah, we're going to be successful. We're going to be all of the things that y'all dream of being, but we're going to do it as us.
Yeah.
I remember the times of her specifically making sure being like, no, they trying to downplay, his culture, or they're trying to downplay her hair. They're trying to no, 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 we're not doing that. And I remember she stuck to her guns. She was never a diva. She was never, you know, mean about it or thought that she was better than anybody, but she knew who she was. She knows who she is.
Yeah.
And so she acted accordingly.
You're middle age, not middle age, but
Fuck you.
young adult, teenage, late, late teenage, young adult era.
Ain't as old as your old ass.
That part, 2 years. Um, so now, we never actually talked about this, man. So when did you come out the closet? Because keep in mind, I've known this nigga before the closet was
This
when the
I
nigga was
hate him
Indian.
so much.
You know what I'm saying? Like, first of all,
Keep it in the closet.
first of all, this man had girlfriends before me. You understand what I'm saying?
You
So
know what I'm
this
saying?
is,
Like, come on.
so y'all got to understand. This is came out of left field for me. You know what I mean? The
You
guy had
know,
girlfriends before me.
listen, the honeys, the honeys let in some juice, baby.
So I'm trying to understand, like, was it always there? Did you become it? Was you battling it?
That's a good question, and it's the answer to that is yes. To all of it,
Okay.
the answer is yes,
Wow.
because it's not, you know, we grew up in a time, not that it's necessary, not that it's, so much better now, but I do think that conversations are on the table and there are resources and there are places to go so that you don't feel as alone as one would feel back then.
Yeah.
People don't understand how much things change and what shifts can change in society in a 5 to 10 year span. So
Yeah.
even back when I was doing Empire, things have shifted so much more since we first did that show, and that's
Yeah.
only been a decade. But go back to, you know my god, like I was 13 years old 30 years ago. What? That's wild.
That's wild.
I was 13 years old 30 years ago. Imagine what a 13-year-old little black boy who is in the business, and but is also kind of not kind of is told that I remember very specifically hearing, well, what would you do if they wouldn't people wouldn't use the term gay back then. They would
Yeah.
use F words and
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
S
yeah.
words like sissy and
Yeah, yeah.
what would you do? Well, you'd either have to be behind the scenes or you'd have to do Broadway.
Oh
And I'm
wow.
just like, well, shit, I really want to do Broadway, but
I didn't even know.
like not
Oh
because back then it was just a thing of, well, people won't believe it. People won't believe you in any roles. They won't hire you for, there aren't enough roles, there aren't enough this, there aren't enough that. And it just was something just tacked on to the fact that you already are black.
yeah.
So you're already hearing that. You're already hearing, that it's difficult for you in this way, it's difficult for you in that way. And then, but I I certainly took that in, but I felt like I had to just find a different way. Just a
Yeah.
different way. And so I think that you start to think about things and run things through your mind, and as you grow, and I think that it's important for people to let children just be themselves and let them figure out who and what they are. You don't have to put your fears, insecurities, or judgments or ignorance on them before they're old enough to understand it themselves. Let them figure it out, because they will tell you. They will tell you, you know, um, in more ways than one. They will tell you. You just have to be open enough and caring enough to let them know that there's a safe space to do so. So um, it just was something that growing up, especially for my father, it was just a thing where it was like, yo, like that's not how we do things.
Okay.
It's like they ain't they like ain't nothing wrong with them, but like that's not what we do,
Do. Right.
bruh. And it was like, but bitch, what if it is though? What we what we do? What we do then? You know? And I've never dated anybody that I did not want to date.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
do with that what you will. Like
Yeah.
I've never dated anybody that I did not want to date. So
Now, how was it to open up to your family? Were they like,
you
nigga, we
know,
knew, or
yeah, because my mama was telling me before I told her. You know what I mean? A thing of like,
like how would she say it?
is this something you want to tell me? Oh, Sound of Music is real good, isn't it? Do you like that?
And then as she kept like asking and then you wouldn't like answer, did it get like even like more overt? Like,
No, because it was just a thing of like, you don't know what you don't know. You still figuring it out,
yeah,
And the thing is that I think that people don't realize is that it's really difficult sometimes to say something out loud, because the moment that you say something out loud, you can't take it back.
yeah,
You can't take it back. And something like that, once you say that, people see you as
that,
that,
yeah.
not as who you've always been, that just so happens to be whatever, you know what I mean? Like it's not, it's it just changes everything. It does.
Now, I don't remember, just I don't want to stay on this subject too long, but I just wanted to say one thing. Because we did come up in a era where was I would say is pretty much homophobic era. You understand? To an extent, right?
To an extent.
So like just the banter as
Sure, sure.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the banter
Yeah.
that us heterosexuals at
Yes.
the time would just have just amongst boys.
Sure.
Was there any times that, because I don't remember, but did I ever say things that was kind of crazy that ever
Oh,
maybe offended
brother.
you that
That
you
is so sweet of you to ask, brother. No, I honestly no. No. No.
okay.
No, see, this is the thing too, is that I didn't have the experience that unfortunately so many people have. I didn't have the experience where, I was going to school and somebody, you know, came up to me and treated me badly because they knew that I was same gender loving. Like they knew that I was gay. It didn't happen like that, but that also goes into, gosh, it's like it's so weird how it's all connected, but the connection of it is really seems to be, not to get too deep, man, but it's like the connection of all of this shit is white supremacy and misogyny. It
Yeah.
is. It just is. The fact that I had to deal with a lot of difficult things, but I didn't have to deal with the difficult things of being treated so badly at school. I was treated badly at school because I was black.
Yeah.
I wasn't treated badly at school because I was gay. And it just goes with like how we treat people that we see as like weaker or less than. And really the root of that is we associate it with we associate it with being a woman, and that's why we look down on, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's
Yeah.
all of these things, and it kind of is, as far as sexuality with the whole, um masculine presenting, or more effeminate presenting, it kind of goes the way that colorism is within our community as
Yeah.
well.
Okay.
And obviously these are two separate situations, so I'm not saying that they are the same, but what I am saying is that it kind of goes, and it's wild that the root of that is
Misogyny.
misogyny,
Yeah.
or what a racist white man wants to
Yeah.
see, to feel, to do, to feel whole, and it does not suit any of us or our
So
community.
now, what do the gay community feel about straight men banter? For instance, a lot of young brothers say pause when a person might say a homosexual uh, phrase or on accident or do something that can be seemingly gay or a gay person does. And they have this little banter culture where they say
Mhm.
pause. And it'll just be in the middle of a conversation. They may say, whatever, man, I was sucking on this banana, pause, but it was a good banana. Like, you know what I'm saying? But like,
Who the fuck is saying that they sucking on a banana
I
though?
mean, but I was even eating a banana,
The
they'll
fuck
say
you sucking
pause.
on a banana for
But like I'm
anyway?
eating a banana, and they'll say pause. You know what I'm saying? What do gay people actually feel about that when straight men are saying this?
I don't know, man, because I can't speak for the entirety of the gay community, and I'm sure if a gay person is watching this, they're gonna be like, Jussie does not speak for the entirety of the
It-
gay community.
That's true.
I can speak for myself.
But for yourself,
Um, I think that you got to be careful with that shit,
yeah.
because jokes become real things,
Hmm.
and it can become embedded in your psyche, and you treat people based on that. So I think that you have to be aware. I love a good joke, man. I
Yeah.
love a good joke. I love to laugh. I think I'm a funny ass motherfucker.
Yeah.
I think I am. But
You're
whatever.
hilarious.
I love to clown. I love to joke on people. I love all of that stuff. But I also think that there is a way to be funny without being mean.
Hmm.
And I think that there's a way to be shady, even, without being detrimental to someone's well-being.
Hmm.
And I think that we all have to be responsible for each other.
Yeah.
And I think that, for particularly when I'm talking about Black people, we have to make sure that we do not treat our Blackness as the conglomerate and everything else is a subsidiary underneath. We
Yeah.
are Black.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we need to be loving on each other
Okay.
as such. And if you love that sister, and I love you that you love that sister.
Yeah.
And if I love that brother, you should love me, and you should love that brother because you love me.
Yeah.
And I know that it's not always easy, and I get it. And I also say from my side that I would like for us to have more conversations instead of
Yeah.
talking at each other, start talking to each
Each
other.
other. Exactly.
But I also think that the conversations have to be balanced and well presented, and presented with love and respect and honor. And it can't be presented in a way of, you know, chastising someone or judging someone or even loving them in spite
Yeah.
of who they are. It's like, nah, you got to love people because of who they are,
Yeah.
and so I can't answer for the entire gay community, but what I will say is that, like, I like a good joke, but I also think that you got to ask yourself why you got to make that joke.
Yeah.
Why? Like, for what reason? There's so many things that we could clown about. There's
Yeah.
so many things that we could clown each other about.
Yeah.
But the things that actually, but I guess it's a situation to situation
Well, it's a culture, and
thing.
I think it's this. And for me, what I'm saying is, for me, is like you're like a brother. It's like it don't really hit you until you have someone in your family until it hits at home. You understand
Sure,
what I'm saying?
sure.
So it's like I never fully had anyone truly homosexual or gay knowingly that's in my circle,
Sure.
like that.
You
You know what I'm
have.
saying?
You
So
have.
now I have.
No, but you have.
I have that I know of.
That you know
Know of.
of.
You know what I'm saying?
Because that's the thing, like,
You know what I'm saying? But for
we
you,
everywhere.
but
We everywhere.
but I'm saying with you coming there is now I have to have this understanding for the community. I have a certain
be more
tolerance, aware of
You have to be
what I say,
aware.
you know?
Absolutely. But that's also what comes with growth. That's
Yeah.
what comes with, and that's the thing. When you love somebody,
Mhm.
when you really care about somebody, you will find it in your spirit to act accordingly. You will find it
Yeah.
in your spirit to love them.
Yeah.
And you will find it in your spirit that you will educate yourself
Yep.
and you will be like, this is the thing, y'all. We got to have conversations. It is okay. We're two black men in our 40s.
Mhm.
We're having this conversation. It's okay for you to ask questions
Yeah.
because you're coming from a place of love and respect.
Yeah.
It's okay for me to ask questions because I'm
Yep.
coming from a place of love and respect. Why is it that we're so afraid to have these conversations, what they mean? And it's like we are so necessary to each other because by me understanding you and you understanding me, we're understanding the full black experience.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like we're understanding the full black experience because the entirety of what I experience, that's my black experience.
Yeah.
That's my experience as a man, as a black man, as a black man who just so happens to be gay.
Yeah.
Your experience that you have is your experience.
Yeah.
And so what a beautiful, beautiful world that we live in, that we actually get to exchange
Yeah.
these experiences and see which ways are we similar and which ways are we different. That's what this whole shit is about.
100%.
Man, fuck these people.
So now, okay, you've gone through your young adulthood. How did Empire come about?
Oh, you know what? I got back into the business because I always wanted to, but it was like I was an adult on my own, working all these jobs, and I was like, bro, I need to make some money.
That was it.
That was it. Like I
That-
loved it, but I really did think like, oh, when it happens, it happens. You know, I'm certainly going to start acting again, but I just didn't know when. And I was really concentrated on music. I went to Europe and I lived in London and I lived in Switzerland. And I did all of the things. Like I was working jobs to support, like handle my responsibilities, and then also to be able to go and spend like 3 months here in Zurich to
Yeah.
record, or 6 months in London to try to pitch myself, and then I'd have to go back and I'd
Yeah.
have to help out and I'd have to also like work for myself. So it was all of those things. It was just this cycle. But then it was like, yeah, I need to I was taking that's what it was. I was taking photos for actors. That's how I was making money for a while. Is I was taking headshots for actors, and I would always get this like huge bunch of money right before pilot season. Because these actors would need new headshots.
Yeah.
So I would do all of the looks and do all of the stuff, and I'd pass it to Jake, pay him a little something, something. He would Photoshop it, and then we had a cute little business.
Yeah.
And then
Jake stay hustling too.
Jake stays hustling.
Oh,
Jake stays hustling.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jake legit. Jake is, yeah. And then I was just looking at all of these people, and I'm like, and it sort of started to re-inspire me. And I was like, yeah, I should just take one pilot season and try to get something because I need some money. And the thing is that you could struggle and struggle and struggle, but if you have a job and you're an actor, all it takes is one thing, and then you're good.
You're good.
So if I could just handle my bills, handle my responsibilities, never have to ask nothing from nobody, do my own thing, and then book something, I'll be good, and I'll be able to start being good. And I got an agent and booked the Mindy Project. It was a little guest starring role on the Mindy Project with Mindy Kaling on Fox. And then I got a manager and got two indie films. One of them was a racing film where I played a British race car driver, and then another one I was cut out of. Yo. I was so glad I was cut out of that. I remember shooting the scene and walking to the director and being like, I'm never going to win an NAACP Image Award from this scene. That's literally what I said to him. I was like, I'm never going to win an NAACP Image Award with this scene. And he ended up writing me an email, very nice man. And he ended up being like, I totally understand what you were saying. And so we had to cut the scene, and you were right. And I was like, thank you very much.
So you basically said that this was a shitty ass.
It just was not the story that I wanted to portray of a black man. We'll leave it at that. It was very Hollywood Shuffle. Like, you remember Robert Townsend Hollywood Shuffle? Like,
Oh,
it
yeah.
felt like that shit. It was just like, is this really happening? Like, y'all are okay with this? Because I thought I was acting in a different scene.
Yeah.
And then I'll just leave it
And
at
at
that.
that.
I'll just leave it at that. It was very, yes. But then I went on to win 11 NAACP Image Awards.
You won 11
Yes.
MWCP?
Go count them. Go
God.
count them. Count the gold boxes.
Oh my God. All right. So you now you contacted Lee Daniels
Yes. Oh, yeah. I
before
totally got sidetracked. Yeah, so I got my manager, and then Jazz sent me, my older sister, Jazz sent me the headline from Variety, and it said that Lee Daniels is and Danny Strong, who had just released, The Butler. Both of them had just written The Butler. It was huge, and they were like, are doing a family hip hop musical for Fox, and I'm like, what? So I sent it to my manager, and they were like, yes, we're already on it, and they sent me the script, and they said, who do you want to play? Andre, who do you want to go out for, Andre or Jamal? And I read it, and I'm like, y'all motherfuckers know who I should be going up for. Y'all trying to be politically correct, but y'all motherfuckers know. Y'all know, y'all want to send my gay singing ass in for Jamal. So why are y'all even playing with me? And so I said, oh, yeah, send me out for Jamal. Put me up for Jamal. I was just like, yeah, come on. But that was very nice of them. And of course, Andre went to the extremely brilliant Trey Byers. But I then went on Instagram, and I slid up in Lee Daniels' DMs, and I was like, I am a singer, I'm a musician, I'm an actor, I'm a songwriter, uh, and I'm a gay. And I am Jamal in more ways than one. And he wrote me back, and he said, he wrote me back this like 2 weeks prior to me getting an audition. And then he wrote me back the night before my audition. He was like, casting will be in touch. Peace. And I was like, yes, sir. I'm having an appointment tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then I went in to see Leah Daniels Butler, who is a brilliant casting director, but is also his sister.
Okay.
And she saw me, and then I sang X Factor by Lauryn Hill. I read the scene. I came back the next day, or maybe a couple days later, to meet him, and met him. And 7 auditions later, I got the role.
7 auditions.
7
And,
auditions.
and how many seasons did y'all do?
Well, they did 6.
They did 6. You did 5.
I did 5. Jamal's somewhere still trying to record his next album in London. So there's that.
So now, what was your most memorable moment on that show?
Good or bad?
Give one of both. Or I should just say, what's the most memorable period, good or bad?
There were, I think my proudest moment
Mm-hmm.
of the show was, there were a lot of proud moments from the show, but one of the proud moments from that show was um, when Jamal got married, and I've yet to see that episode. But when Jamal got married, that was my last episode, and uh, and I knew it was my last episode.
You know it.
I just knew it. I knew it. I knew it. And I remember in the last scene, like saying to Toby, like, run. Like when our characters walked, like jumped over the broom, and then I remember saying to him, run. And we ran. And like that's the last thing you see of Jamal, because he's somewhere in London.
Somewhere in London, like Jussie.
He's driving the tube in London, Jamal. But yeah, and that was that was a really, really proud moment, that scene and that storyline, because that was a storyline that, Brett Mahoney and the incredible writers, uh, that they allowed me to really be invested in that storyline. So, uh, and we made history because we were the first time that a black man had married another black man on television.
Oh wow.
So that was just a really proud moment. And to me, if Jamal was going to be closed out, that was the way that I loved to do it. I'm glad that that's the way
That's
that it happened.
beautiful.
Yeah.
And some other accomplishments. Um, you ended up directing towards the end.
Yeah, no, in season 4 and season 5, I
Yeah.
directed episodes. Yeah.
Now, how did that come about?
That came about, I mean, that was the doing of these incredible producers. That was the doing of Lee Daniels and Senna Hamry and Francie Calvo and Brian Grazer. All of them were really supportive of my stepping into the director's seat. They really were.
Okay.
Yeah, they were. Uh, but I remember season one, I was like episode maybe 6 or 7 or something, or 8, something like that. And John Singleton, rest in peace. Uh, John Singleton was directing, and I remember he was the first one that ever I would creep. I was such a little creeper, like creep in the background, of Video Village, and I'd be sitting behind the directors and just watching them, seeing what they do. And he turned around, and he's like, nigga, you want to direct, don't you? I said, yes,
He
sir.
said, "Nigga."
He said, nigga, you want to direct, don't you? I said, yes, sir. And he said, come here. He just started showing me all of the lenses, all of the different, the different the different frames, the
Yeah.
different, names for the shots. And he was intricate in getting me into the Directors Guild. And
Wow.
he and Senator Hamry were very, very, very uh, yeah, and then just I had a lot of mentors still to this day that are directors. Millicent Shelton, who is just, you know, I mean, like when I first started directing Empire, I remember sitting with her for like 3 hours and her just going down the list, because every show is so specific about the different shots that they have, the different names that they have, the certain shots that you must get
Yeah.
for, I don't know if cable television is this way, because I've never directed cable television, but I know like the network television is very specific as far as this show is already, it looks a certain way. There's certain shots and certain frames that you have to get. And then you're free to play a little bit and do your little inflections.
Oh wow, wow, wow,
But
wow.
there are certain shots that you must get to satisfy the network, that they have that regardless for the edit. So
Wow.
yeah, like people have been very, very unselfish with their knowledge with me, and I've been very extremely blessed to have that.
And then Empire blows up, your worldwide international hit, and now it seems like it's coming full circle because now your music
Yeah.
has a platform and an
Yeah.
audience.
It was kind of the perfect introduction, if you will,
Yeah.
as a music artist.
So how did it feel to finally drop your album? It wasn't called It's About
It's
Time.
about time. That's an inside joke. I was supposed to have an album called It's About Time when I was like 11. It was like, it's been forever. I'm supposed to have an album. SWV had an album called It's About Time. No, it was great. And I felt really great to really drop my own music on my own label. Uh, asked to be released from the big one, uh, because it just became more so about the character that I was playing in his music, even though I was it was my music, you
Exactly.
know. Um, uh, but yeah, I mean, look, I look back at that time and with nothing but, I mean, I look at it back at a time with other things other than gratitude. But the
Yeah.
main thing that I look back at it with, is certainly gratitude,
Yeah.
and yeah, just gratitude for the path that it helped put me on.
And now Netflix did a special
Did
on your
they?
situation.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was
Did
wonderful.
they?
What are your thoughts on just moving on?
Yeah, I mean, that's just what it is. Those are my thoughts on moving on, and I'm again, I'm just grateful for the people who have loved on me,
Hmm.
in the times when the world thought that there was a reason that I was not worthy of love or whatever it may be. And, I'm very grateful. I'm humbled by the love and support that I've received over the years. And it's just something that I will never take for granted. I think it's why I've been fighting this for so long, is so that people can know that, they're not wrong. Uh, but I'm also grateful that now I must, for my own soul, for my own heart, for my own mind, I must just move on.
You've been having time to kind of move forward, and you dropped two movies where you was able to write, direct, and produce in your free time. Can you explain B-Boy Diaries?
B-Boy Blues.
B-Boy Blues.
This motherfucker.
Oh, yo, shit
This
up.
nigga. You heard this motherfucker. You heard him say B-Boy Diaries. Ah, God.
I wrote it down too, but didn't look. Fucked your whole shit up. My bad, dude. I had it written down too.
Oh, God. B-Boy Diaries. I haven't started that film yet. Nah, but B-Boy Blues was something that I wanted to do for a really long time with James Earl Hardy. And we had been talking about doing it forever. And then uh, I had auditioned when they did the play. They did a B-Boy Blues play, and I auditioned for it, and I didn't get it. And young actor Delon Burnside got it. Wonderful actor. And so then we decided we were going to do the movie, and we were going to do it. And then, 2019 happened, uh, and then in kind of the thick of COVID, I was going crazy. I was like, I got to do something. Like, I gotta do something for work. I have to do something, I gotta, like, some sort of investment. I got to do something.
Something. Yeah.
Position, flying.
Yeah.
Um, and and I called up Samson McCormick, who's a really, really pretty iconic stand-up comedian and producer, and he was shopping around B-Boy Blues, and I knew that he was because he was a friend as well. And so I called him and I said, "Hey, what's going on with it?" And he told me something about, there was a producer that was interested, that he had gotten involved, but they had to shoot it in Canada and everything like that. But it took place in New York, so it was really important because B-Boy Blues to me had to be like a love letter to Brooklyn and Harlem,
Hmm.
and I lived in Harlem at that time. So it was like I was all over that. I was all around that. It felt like, I used to go and sit on the steps of Langston Hughes Brownstone just to feel that vibe, Um, and then I said, listen, if I can make this movie, I'll finance it. If we could make this as a micro budgeted film. And I was like, I'll finance it. And I created my company, a Supermassive Movie, with my friend Tom Wilson. Uh, and the whole mission of the company is to do micro budgeted films and retain ownership and then license it out.
Yeah.
And we did it. We did it as a ultra low budget film.
Mhm.
Um, and we got it done. And I called in, Samson called James, and then James was like, absolutely, let's do it. And that was in June of 2020. And we started filming October 17th of 2020. Uh,
Wow.
so I just had a mission to show them that I could do it, and to show yeah, just to show them that I could do it and I could get it done. We had an incredible team with Madier, Hill Scott, and and then afterwards, the movie was done, and that's when Mona Scott Young came on board. And
Wow.
Mona physically walked that film into BET Plus and got it onto BET Plus.
Wow. And then you guys did Lost Holiday.
We did The Lost Holiday. That was the film that Mona was involved with from the ground up,
Okay.
because she came into B-Boy Blues after it was already done. But with The Lost Holiday, she was there from the beginning. And she also brought in Tressa Smallwood uh, from Megamind, who just is like popping out movies, just
Mm.
popping out movies. Um, and she's incredible. So they came on board, and we all put some money in, and we got the film done. Got the
And-
film done. Called up Vivica first. Called up Vivica before I even called up Mona, and said, I need you. Like, I can't make this movie without you. I want you to play Cassandra. And she said, I got you. And I got off the phone and I said, all right, I'm gonna send you the script. And she's like, okay, but I'm already in, nephew. I said, you in what? She's like, I'm in, like hired. And I was like, you haven't read the script. She said, I believe in you. And so she read the
oh
script,
wow.
and then she loved it, and she just came in and killed it. Uh, and then we have just this wonderful, wonderful cast of people. And it's a really, really, I'm very, very proud of these films that we were able to do
It's
at a
amazing.
really strange time.
Huh.
Yeah, it was a real crazy ass time, and we
Of
got the we
course.
got the films done. So I'm proud of that.
And now, and what's the next? Do you have another project you're working
It
on?
is like we supposed to be starting early, top of the year, first quarter of 2026. We're shooting a film in London,
Okay.
and I've just turned in the script, and I'm directing it. I'll be in it as well. Uh, and so we just securing our leading lady for this one, and we'll see. And then dropping the album on September 30th, Breakout.
September breakout.
Yes, sir.
That's
Yes,
exciting.
sir.
And we just saw all over TMZ you got engaged.
I did.
How does feel?
It feels good. It feels good. And I've never really shared too much about, you know, like my love life. I've always tried to keep that for myself, and I'm still going to keep it for myself,
So
but I'm okay with saying out loud, I'm very happy, very in love, and you know, I'm gonna be somebody's husband next year,
God willing.
God willing.
And we got a you got a new show that's coming out. What's it called? What's the
Crazy shit. That's what it's called. Crazy ass TV. Special Forces.
Special
Special Forces
Forces?
is
That's
coming.
what it
Yeah,
is.
yeah, man. That is wild. That was wild. That was wild. But it was a wonderful experience. Um, and I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I did it. I was very skeptical. It was one of those things where I went in with my dukes up, like
Yeah,
ready to, not knowing, never having done unscripted, and having been offered reality TV for forever, but certainly over the last, almost 7 years, been offered that like crazy,
yeah.
and turning everything down, not wanting to do it, even though I love reality TV, but just not wanting to do it. And then turning this project down like 2 or 3 seasons already, 2 seasons, I think. And then the third time, I was just like, all right, let me do this. Let me do
And
this. Let me just do this.
and then how was the experience?
It's great.
It
It's
was
great. It
great.
was hard. It was hard, but it's the mental element more than the physicality. Physical is not. The physical was really hard because I'm an I'm athletic, but I ain't no athlete. Like
Yeah.
I'm
It's just,
athletic.
yeah, yeah,
I'm not an athlete. I am athletic.
yeah.
Uh, so, but the physical part of it wasn't half as difficult as the mental part of it. It's only a week, but it's like it just was. It's wild how having to surrender is not as easy as you think. It's just not.
No,
It's not.
I can imagine. And there was a lot of eclectic and diverse group of
Mhm.
celebrities and influencers a part of that show. Who did you most connected with?
You know, it's interesting because I definitely connected with Eva, of course, and Chanel, and my girl Teresa and Gia. Those are my New Jersey girls. Jersey girls.
Yeah,
Um,
I saw that.
they were
We got some
dope.
footage too,
They were
so
dope. They were dope. And they just are cool people. Jesse James Decker is she's incredible. Her husband is amazing. Um, Sean and Andrew, like they just really, really cool people. Just
yeah.
really, really cool people. I think Cody was probably the surprise for me. And it's interesting because he's one of the people that I thought that I personally misjudged
Okay.
or thought that,
You wouldn't
oh,
vibe with
I just thought that he would have some preconceived notion about me. And it's interesting that because I didn't know who he was until the day before.
Sister
And
Wives.
so I didn't know, but
Yeah.
I had never seen that before. So I really didn't know. And so when I realized who the cast was and started looking at people, I was like, I started having a preconceived notion about him, having a preconceived notion
What
about
you about
me,
me? Wow.
you know? And
Yeah.
then I got there and he knew who I was, but and here's the thing. This is what I will say. I don't know what that man thought. And that's what I respect about him.
And
That's really what it
and from
is.
what I saw, I just saw genuine respect and love when he
Absolutely.
saw you,
Absolutely.
and y'all really
Absolutely.
vibe.
And to me, I keep saying this, it's it's a study in how society will have you believing that there are people from different walks of life that you would never come into contact with. And then when you come into contact with them, you actually see that you vibe. You might not have anything in common with them, but you don't know. You don't know.
Yeah.
But you should give yourself the opportunity to see if you do or if you don't. And just
Wow.
because you don't have something in common with people doesn't mean that you can't still be kind and be cool with them.
That part. Yeah.
So
Now, 10 years from now, how do you want Jussie Smollett's story to be remembered?
damn, am I gonna be gone 10 years from now? Like shit.
You ain't gotta be gone, nigga, but shit, nigga, 10 years from now.
Damn. To me, this is quite honestly, this is a part of an exit strategy. This is not so many people like use the term, this is like so much pressure and like frustrating, like just the term comeback, but it's not, to me, it's not. It's an exit strategy. I I love creating and I just love what I do and I love people and I love being able to meet new people and speak to new people and hear their stories and tell them mine and all of that type of stuff. But what the stuff that goes with it, it's not what I care to be doing in my 50s. It's just
Okay.
not. And so this certainly is the a way of molding things in a different way so that I don't have to constantly sit and like I like talking to somebody that I care about, but I also like talking to somebody that cares about me.
Yeah.
And so I don't know that I would want to be 50 years old having to have conversations with people that don't really
Yeah.
care about me and don't really even know me. And so um yeah, it's just 10 years from now I want to be remembered for someone that was audacious, and was righteous and did the very best that he could and tried to give the people not necessarily what they always wanted, but give them what they need.
What they need.
And I always say that once you start making money off of your art, it's like you go from being an artist to being a customer service agent. And you know what I mean?
Wow.
And when I was a customer service agent, when I worked in retail, when I worked as a waiter, whatever, the first rule of customer service is that the customer is always right. But the
Yeah.
problem is that the customer is not always right.
Them motherfuckers be wrong at
And the
all.
customer does not always know what they need,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and which is why you create for the people that get it. And for everyone else, it's there's no shade. There's nothing wrong. Like there's nothing wrong there. It's all love. But you can't continue to create and kind of tone your stuff down or water your stuff down or be a version of yourself that is acceptable or palatable for other people. It's just not, that's so for your 20s. It just is. Like, it's just like in your 20s, it's just what? In your 30s, it's what? In your 40s, it's like, what? And I would hope that in your 50s, it's like, what?
Exactly.
What? You know? Because it just, you know,
You get more wisdom.
you get more wisdom and you're supposed to get more wisdom and you're supposed to care a little bit. You're supposed to care a little bit more about the things that matter and you're supposed to care a little bit less about the things that
That
don't.
don't matter.
So hopefully by the time we get there, 10 years from now, I hope to God that we have all figured it out.
100%. And I know you got some things to do. And what I just want to say thank you. I love you,
I love you,
brother.
brother.
You know what I'm saying? Is there anything else you want to say to the world out here?
Man, just that love is the only thing that matters. It is the root. I'm telling you, I've said it a million times. Love is the root of everything wonderful, as well it is the root of everything bad. Love or the lack of love, but love is all there is. It's the only thing. And I hope that with genocides all over the world and famine and, rights being stripped away from people that as we experience these horrific things in our world, we still take time to love on the people that need love that are right next to you because that's the only way that we can stop all of the other stuff from happening. It's not giving the hate so much attention. It's just turning up the volume of the love. So I'm corny as hell with it, man, but I don't give a damn.
That's real. But love is the key.
Love is the only key.
Yeah.
It's the only shit that unlocks all of the goodness in the world. And
Yes,
everything
sir.
else is just noise.
Noise. There it is. Thank you, everybody.
Wild Moguls.
There it is.
Love you, bro.
Love you too.